this is actually our first webinar for the last 6 months. We had a couple webinars when all this COVID nonsense started, and we haven't had any webinars or any presentations since. What we're discussing right now is that you know, they just announced that Pfizer is coming out with a vaccine. Hopefully so. If that is the case, you know, we hope that we can start seeing each other soon. So, you know, more personal trainings, seeing people, seeing each other, shaking hands, so on and so forth. Hopefully happen soon. But meanwhile, let's just take advantage of the technology and use these as platforms to show our products, and also you know, to educate you a little bit further in what we are releasing, or you know, with our regular products. So let's move into the presentation. So what are we going to be talking about today? We're going to be talking about all color and AI cameras. So we are familiar with all color and AI, perhaps. We're still going to go over it a little bit, but actually we're bundling them together, you know, into single products. So we'll talk about that. The new Deterrence cameras. These are really cool devices, very popular, getting traction a lot faster than we expected. People are really liking the fact that the cameras can actually you know, make a sound or have a pre-recorded audio and trip whenever they see somebody or a vehicle. We have some new cameras coming in, and I think, you know, those that is exciting. And they're also equipped with a bunch of let's say features, and that makes them even more complete. Just a camera can become an actual system, right? We're also going to be showing you a few of our newest accessories, a couple of things that we brought in lately. I think they're very convenient. It could save you time and money on installations, and also for you to know that we do have certain things also available. We're also going to be talking about some of our products that are going to be coming in before the end of the year. That means that they should be coming in about a month from now, or you know, a month, 4 to 6 weeks. And last but not least, our sweepstakes, right? So we are, you know, out with this raffling for the end of the year. So if you're buying product, you should be participating in these sweepstakes. So let's get started with that. All right. So all color AI cameras, you guys are familiar with all color and with AI. Maybe a couple of you have used this. Maybe some of you have not used this, but guys, this is the future. This is the present. These cameras are actually becoming a trend in the industry. I think that I could see that, you know, in the near future, we're going to get completely away with the regular traditional IR. Once you see color at night, and once, you know, this evolves into a better video, then you don't definitely want to go back to regular black and white and all the trouble that IR reflections cause on domes and eyeballs and all that stuff, right? So now with our AI technology, we are building that into our all color cameras so that they can actually pack all the technology in a single camera. So not only you're going to be able to see in color at night, but now you're going to be able to have the smart motion detection. Give me 1 second. Let me admit. There you go. So you're going to be able to have the smart motion detection built in, so that you could your camera can trade based on human or vehicle presence. Okay, so that is exciting. So this is just like a little comparison illustration for the all color versus the regular RI image. These are a couple of videos, and I actually would like to play them just so that you can see the actual difference, right? Videos are a little bit uh, uh, Oliver, I'm gonna mute you if that's okay with you.
Yes, okay.
All right, awesome. There is a way to, by the way, if you guys want to ask a question or anything, there is a way to do that. If you go into participants at the very bottom, it's got invite, mute, and then the three little dots. You could and I will see a little note here on the screen so that we can, you know, answer your questions. So
And
go
I
ahead
will
and
sorry, I will be looking at the group chat also in case anybody wants to write something down. I can read the questions for you.
yes. That'll be great. Thank you, Ale. Awesome. So let's just play these small little video clips. I hope that you can see the connection is fine. Can you see the video running?
Yes.
Okay, good. So see how nice and clean that video is. It is at the very same time that the clip on the right, you know, you could see it was actually raining, but with the all color, you don't get any reflection from the drops. So you may see, you know, the lightning in the back and all that, but that rarely changes. You see actually on the upper right corner, every now and then you can see like a little drop coming down. Or if you see it on the sidewalk, you could see how the drops are, you know, dropping but it doesn't really affect the video or the performance of the video. So this is actually a great example of a video on what the new all color AI all color cameras can do, right? It allows you also to see a lot more detail further away, because then again, you know, you don't get as much reflection. All these cameras are being improved not only on the all color side of things, but also on the WDR, which allows the camera to balance the different lighting contrasts on the image, right? So honestly, it looks like a little paint or you know, all nice and colored and beautiful even at 8 o'clock at night, right? So I'm gonna stop this video right now, and now we're gonna jump into the regular traditional IR. So take a look at that. Okay, so you get all the reflection from the rain, right? You get the reflection from the stop sign. You get, you know, also right now the lightning comes up. You're gonna see how that affects the camera, and even, you know, in certain areas over here, you know, you quite well. Why? Because you got certain reflections going on um, that are causing the video to or not the video, the camera, to actually close the iris a little bit more, so you see all these dark spaces. But you see the difference between the regular all color and then the regular IR and the all color. I think that honestly, you know, these images explain it by themselves. I may have to kind of quiet down and let them talk. It's actually, you know, very self-explanatory. Of course, in the beginning, when we came out with these all color cameras last year actually, if I'm not mistaken, the price point was actually a little bit higher up. But right now, to very good pricing, and also now equipped with the AI technology, right? So let's explain a little bit how this works. So the all color, actually, the way that this on the cameras is that the iris actually opens up a lot more than the regular iris, allowing a lot more light to come in, right? With that, then the camera can actually see in color, right? So the image sensor processor, we actually got a 4.0 image sensor processor, which is really good, even better than our previous versions, and as I said before, more cost effective, right? Allowing a much better view of the images at night, right? In addition to that, we also have the warm light, right? Which is one of the lights that our cameras are equipped with that will illuminate the area and will make the colors to be a lot more normal, vibrant too, right? So with sometimes with the LED lights, if you put like a blue light, then color scheme may change a little bit, and then you could confuse certain purples with reds and so on, right? With the warm light, then the colors kind of stay intact. So that allows you to go back, review a video, and say, you know, it was a red truck, or it was a man with a blue shirt, instead of having a variation of color, even when you're supposedly seeing in color. So there has been a tremendous evolution on this all color technology to allow us to see it a lot better, right? So now let's just refresh our memory a little bit on the smart motion detection. So we talked about the all color cameras, and we saw the technology, we saw what it can do. Now the smart motion detection, I am very positive that many of you have used this. Some of you may not see maybe the value of this yet, but honestly, once you see it working and once you work with it, you want to go back. Smart motion detection eliminates all false alarms caused by pets, by trees, by different lighting changes in the background. So all that is definitely gone with the smart motion detection. The algorithm, the deep learning algorithm, is actually working better and better every day, and it's identifying motion triggered only by humans or by vehicles. Actually, this smart motion detection is not only going to be good for regular motion, but also many people used to trick, just to draw lines. Hey, Mario, welcome.
How you doing, Jorge?
Good, my friend. Thank you for joining. So just so you part of this, we're running these trainings. So whenever we're done, we're make it accessible for you guys, so you guys can check it out. All right. So as I was saying, many people used to do like trip wire lines or intrusion lines so that they could be tripped with motion, right? Now you no longer need to do that. When there's a human or vehicle presence in your scene, that camera can trip a push notification and also can the recorder start recording, and also you could make that to do many other things like a PTZ camera to go and focus on specific area, or to send out an alarm output to your alarm panel or to your automation platform, so on and so forth, right? It's very easy to operate. It's very easy to just nowadays you just go to the recorders and then just click SMD, and that'll enable it. The quick target search, that's awesome too, because now you can just go back and see all the human motion or the video in your day. So you can just quite quickly, tap on the motion depending on the time frame that you're looking for, and then you'll get your videos, right? And as I said before, the push notification is a great part of this, because a lot of people, even though we've had push notifications now notifications are very accurate. Customers or people are like, hey, I want to know when somebody's coming in. So now you guys can deliver on that, right? So let me show you this little video to illustrate what we're talking about, okay? So here we go.
As a security tool, motion detection is critical, but often triggers false alarms. For example, false alarms from falling leaves, extreme weather, or pets can become annoying and make it more likely that users will miss important alerts, greatly reducing the technology's value. Fortunately, smart motion detection technology fixed this problem. SMD utilizes a deep learning algorithm that takes the hassle and the misfire detection. No more drawing lines to specify areas to be monitored. It identifies only humans and vehicles. Targets can be tracked and trigger searchable alerts indoors or outdoors. When a target is identified, it will real-time notifications to your mobile app. Also allows users to easily search through mass amounts of video and past alarms. Simply pair SMD-enabled camera with a recorder that supports.
Seems not complete, but I don't think it was far from the ending. So yeah, basically that's what the Dvr was. On the video was saying is that if you do have an AI DVR or an AI camera, you can pair each other with it. And now, or DVR or NVR, I meant. So right now you could. The firmware on the actual cameras and the NVRs are compatible with each other, so that you can pair them and get the AI working on the recorders, right? So that is actually great news. You don't have to get an AI NVR to work if you do have AI cameras, right? Or you don't have to have AI cameras if you have an AI NVR. Okay, so keep that in mind whenever you're, quoting your jobs. You don't need to have all the equipment to be AI to work with each other. Either you have or you have the AI cameras. Maybe you want to save a little bit of money and then just get a regular NVR and just a few AI cameras here and there, because you're not necessarily interested in some other places to have the AI. So you can do that. You can do that, no problem. Okay. So still, I think the video actually illustrates pretty well. So and also what I was saying before, so the AI, it's really cool. Now it's embedded into many of our cameras, and it'll be embedded into it's actually embedded also into a few of our all color models that we're releasing, right? So we already have a couple of these cameras. These are the Noir Camera and the warm lights LED light all color camera. Now you gotta keep in mind the fact that if you are using the camera with the LED light, this light is going to stay on all night long as it's needed. Okay, so if you have a place that's very dark, lights are going to come up and they're going to stay on for the whole night. So if you are going to make an installation on a customer's house, make sure that you don't or you let them know that these lights are going to be on the whole night. If that is going to bother him, then maybe we want to go with a different camera. Now, like personally, for instance, in my house, I do have this all-color no IR camera, and this camera with the neighbor's light far away, this camera can still see in color quite well. So this would be also something to consider. Now, take into consideration for this particular light that if you want to put this camera on a place that has 0 locks, let's say inside of a building, they close the doors, they close the door, they turn the lights off. There is no lights to illuminate any part of the area. Then this camera here is not necessarily going to see very well. Okay, so keep for that scenario, you are better off with this light. Now, also, many customers do like the fact that these lights are on all night long, because that basically, you know, not only makes the camera see better, but it illuminates the area a little bit, so it's not completely dark. So I think that, again, depending on what your application is, you know, the availability of these two different cameras, it's great to have, right? And of course, you know, these equipped with the SMD makes them even better, right? Because actually at night, now you can identify a person, right? Very well, and tell the color of their clothes, right? And the color of, you know, the vehicles where they're coming in, and so on and so forth. So without that, you know, you might be able to identify people or vehicles, but is not going to be as precise as all the old color camera. Okay, so new all colors plus AI. We already have a big percentage of our products going AI. As a matter of fact, on the DVR side, we already had the 1080p DVRs, the 8-channel and the 16 channels with SMD. So those are very, you know, good additions of the product line. You know, I think that early this year they came in. The 4Ks, we had the we had the higher end line available with AI, but now, guys, we do have the 4-channel 4K with AI, the 8-channel with 4K with AI, and the 16-channel is the only one that's going to be coming in on the higher end. Okay, but basically all the HD over coax line, the recorders are going to be equipped with AI. Of course, on the HD over coax, you don't need any camera to be AI. Everything is done on the DVR side. Okay. Now on the IP side, we got again the 8-channel, 16-channel, 64-channel with AI. These are on higher end line. These are not only equipped with SMD, but they're also equipped with face recognition, people counting, and several other features. And I think that they're really, really cool. We have sold a few to several customers, and they are really, really happy with them, right? But of course, you're gonna have to have that application for all these other features. If you don't want to use the AI MVRs for your installations, you are always welcome to use the cameras, right? So all these AI cameras can work into a regular DVR and still enable the SMD option, okay? So just keep that in mind. Now, these two cameras, the 4 megapixel, the TDOIY 4N3A, and the 417L2. These are the cameras that I showed you before. The camera, and these two cameras are not only all color, but they also have AI. Okay, so I think that, you know, those are fabulous. all these cameras now, pretty much all our IP cameras now, they also come equipped with the SD card slot. So that SD card slot will allow the cameras to record in the actual camera. So what I was saying before is that they're becoming a system, right? And not only that, guys, but also all these cameras have the QR code so that you can access the camera's V2P, right? So in other words, I don't want to say you don't necessarily need a recorder, because the recorder will give you a lot more time for recording, but you could use that SD card for redundancy purposes, right? So that if something happens to the NVR, then you have recordings on the camera. But also thinking on our solar solutions, you know, if you're gonna use these cameras for the solar solutions, you could put this camera on, you could have it recording, and you could access the camera recordings from the phone app, like if you're accessing an NVR. So, and also with the assurance that these cameras are not going to be wasting your memory card space, because you can set them up with the AI, and the AI, it's going to be only saving video clips where there is people or vehicles going by. Okay, so this is I think it's a great addition to the product line. And on the HD over coax side, also has 5 megapixel all color cameras with a built-in microphone available. These are the ones with a warm LED light. Okay, so I think that we've had these for about 2 or 3 months now, and they're just awesome. I mean, the actual cameras are great, and the price point also is very, very aggressive. So you might want to inquire about these cameras too. A lot of people are actually taking these like cases, as a matter of fact. So with that, we are going to move into active deterrence, which is our next topic. Any questions, guys, on these? Any questions on all color AI? If you have a question, let me know before we move on. No? Okay. All right. So let's move on into the next. Yes. And for some reason, my chat also, I don't know where that
Don't worry, I'm looking at it, but yeah, there's no questions at the moment.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. Active deterrence. So we've talked about active deterrence. Active deterrence is actually also the new technology that, even though we had these active deterrence cameras for a long period of time already, but the first cameras that we had, they were using the PIR for motion detection, and they were tripping by several things, causing false alarms, right? Now, active deterrence has improved, drastically. It's a very good technology. You could actually trust it real well, and it's improving on a daily basis. You know, not only the capturing of what's tripping the camera, because now it's using the smart motion detection, the AI. But also speaker on the camera, it's actually a lot better. The iPhone, it's a lot engaged into two-way audio communication. You know, the person in front of the camera and you from your cellular, right? And also this particular camera that you're seeing here, which is our newest addition to the Deterrence product line, it is equipped with an LED light for all color at night. So this one has all color, has AI, and has motion detection. So it's great news for the camera. Now, many of you actually, you've gone away from domes for for outside because of the IR reflection, right? But think about it, this is actually an all color camera. So you will not have this type of reflection. And then this particular dome camera allowed us to build or to actually pack a bigger speaker on the camera so that it can be heard from a lot farther away. So this camera, again, it's really, really nice. So the AI, this camera also not only comes equipped with AI, but this particular camera can also, it's equipped with the mask. So this is very popular. Again, I know that we talked about, the possibility of having a vaccine, but I am very sure that many people are gonna kind of want to keep the mask, policy on. Maybe not, right? In the meantime, while the vaccine, many people are actually requiring, or many businesses are requiring their customers to come in with a mask. And sometimes these type of policies are a little bit hard to be enforced because they don't want to be like rude, or they don't want to be approaching a customer to tell them to wear a mask, or simply they just don't want to do that, right? So now you can have a system to automatically asks people to wear a mask if detecting it, right? So even if somebody was distracted, let's say that person was distracted, they didn't see people coming in without a mask, this system is not going to get distracted. You install it straightforward to where people are going to come in, and they are going to see that and recommend that. Several other places where, like supermarkets, where you get people going by, if for some reason get rid of their mask or whatever, something happens, you could put some of these cameras around the facility building so that they can be constantly detecting with us and recommending the use of it. Okay, so this is another feature that could be sold on this camera. Now, of course, this particular camera has a bigger, louder speaker, so the customers or the people not wearing to be heard. Okay, so not only you can do that, but also with this particular camera, you could actually record or pre-record or upload pre-recorded messages, right? So let's say you don't want the camera to be only deterring people, but you want it to be welcoming people. So you could actually have audio clips uploaded to the camera and then have the camera welcome some people and say, hey, welcome to our store. Thank you for coming, or even scheduling some messages. Like let's say at 5 p.m. starts a different message that says our store is about to close. We close at 5:30. Make sure that you do your groceries or whatever and quickly. So different things like that you can do with this particular camera, which I think it's really cool. The smart dual illuminator technology, again, this is like the all color technology built into this particular camera. A very nice camera. By the way, the model number of this one is a TOUGDOG 550L2-AI. It's a 5 megapixel camera. Okay, so not only you're going to be able to see really nice at night with the illuminator, but also you will be able to see a very nice 5 megapixel image. Okay, so it's really, really nice. And the good thing about this one too is that you can program the all color, or you could leave it with the regular IR. In case that a customer doesn't necessarily want the LED light to be on, then you can leave the camera to work with a traditional IR. Okay, so that is a plus, because again, not everybody's a fan of the on the camera. So you can turn it off and leave the traditional IRs. Okay. So what is, what are the benefits of this particular camera? Even though we talked about the camera being a 5 megapixel, the warm LED light for color, but also you get the mass detection, right? So that's a selling point right there. You could sell these to many retail stores, many restaurants, many places around the country. You could also get the alerts from the camera to the phone app. This particular camera also comes with an SD card, so you could have the camera as a self-sufficient recording unit or surveillance system. You get the full color image. You have your back and speakers, so you have the two-way talk. We talked about the SMD feature, right? So you could eliminate all false alarms and objectively look at humans or vehicles going by. And, also this particular camera comes equipped with people counting. So you could have this camera to have people counting in case that, by the way, that feature is available. EIMRs. So those can have a screen showing the allowed amount of people in a specific location. So you could have a screen coming out of an MBR, and this particular camera doing the people counting and showing how many people are going in and how many people are exiting the building. And whenever the building reaches capacity, then you could have these camera or this screen on the MBR to trip a red light. It's got like a traffic light type of signature. So whenever you're allowed to go in, it'll turn on the green. Whenever you reach capacity, you will turn the red. It'll turn the red, so people know that they cannot go in at that specific time, right? Many companies do have a person out there just to do that. Imagine the cost of that. Maybe they can actually pay for that in about a couple of weeks. So and then just keep these forever, right? And then use that employee for something else. So those are the benefits of that. These particular small little camera packs, I think it's very, very powerful. So let me show you also a little video to illustrate what I just said.
Please wear a face mask before entry.
Private land, no entry. Private land, no entry.
Warning zone, keep off. Warning zone, keep off.
So let's continue then with the accessories. So accessories. We're gonna show a few accessories that we wanna make sure that you know we have. You'll know that we have pretty much the whole line of accessories for like the camera brackets, cables, PoE switches, so on and so forth, right? Power supplies. But see, here we want to highlight a couple of these accessories so that you know that we do have. The R25 Rj45, this is wrong, SPCO. It's one of our newest additions. It's a very nice sort of video balloon that combines two cameras into one single Cat5, okay? This is a great little item because it'll save you a lot of money in labor and in cable to run an additional wire for an additional camera. So let's think of a scenario where you have a camera in an already built house, one of those two-story houses, right? And they have the NVR in the room in the first floor. They have a camera in the outside. So it's really complicated, but they already have an existing camera there. So you can use that cable and then use these little balloons here to add an additional camera, right? How will that work? Well, you'll get that Cat5 or 6 that's going to your existing camera disconnected from your switch, right? Then you'll plug in these to the two ports on the PoE switch. Then you connect your cable to the balloon, and on the other side, connected to the camera, you connect it to the balloon. Then you connect these to your camera, and here you can actually do a patch cable and run it to whatever you want to connect that other camera. Okay, so what you will see, you will be able to connect an additional camera using that single Cat6 or Cat5. Okay, so again, let's say if you have a pipe going out to a gate or something, and it's too costly to run another wire, then this particular unit is great for that. Okay, so combine again two 802.3 AT or AF ports. So regular PoE or high PoE can actually be going in balance, okay? For up to 60 watts per Cat6. So if you have a couple of cameras that do require high wattage, then you could still use these devices, okay? And of course, not least, this save you. Think about the amount of money that this could potentially save you, right? Not having to run another wire is great. Customer doesn't have to know that this is not only very inexpensive, but hey, you could profit out of this, right? Of course, and make it quick and get out of the installation fast, right? So this is one item. It is available, as a matter of fact, just so you can see it. We have it here. Very cool item. It comes with little instructions in the back, basically what I am telling you. But it is really, really cool device. Just keep it in mind for your next installations, okay? The following one, it's our newest addition. It's a PoE extender. Even though we do have the XPoE, which is the extended PoE that runs up 2,400 feet from the NVR to the camera, that technology, the limitation on that technology is that you have to have an XPoE NVR or switch and an XPoE camera. Otherwise, that technology is not necessarily going to work. What we have done is that we've added this device. It's EXT, basically for PoE extender, right? These it's a passive unit that does not require any power. This will allow you to extend the PoE up to 900, almost 1,000 feet, okay? In addition to that, if you're using high PoE, you know, you could potentially add multiple cameras to this, up to 3 cameras, right? So on a single line, okay? So that is great too, because then again, if you're using a low consumption camera on a single run, you can actually sort of daisy chain these cameras, okay? So that is actually a great news too. And again, you know, the best part too is that it is very inexpensive. Also, this unit comes equipped with the rail mounting, okay? So if you're gonna put an IMA box outside and this one there, you could put a little rail there and make it look real nice, and so that it's not just like kind of floating around with a bunch of wires. I'm sure you guys don't do that, but you know, just in case that you know, crossing the you know, we can avoid that by putting a nice rail and using that rail mount. But it's again, it's really cool, and it also comes with the link indicators, so you know that you have internet, you know, through the unit. Okay, so very, very inexpensive unit. Easy to extend any PoE camera out there, right? And easy to connect multiple cameras from that same unit. Okay, so really, really cool. Also, I'm sure that you may know that, or well, I'd like to be sure that you know that we do have PoE switches. So our new generation cost-effective PoE switches is in. You know, very cost-effective. They're aggressively priced. Very nice. Very durable. Also with you know, industrial specifications for to be put outside in an IMA box. You know, resisting a lot of the high temperatures, low temperatures, right? Very good switch units there, equipped also with fiber connections, right? In case the fiber units you can, right? We have models with high PoE, web management, management too, and like our new addition, we have a new 16-channel PoE switch. It's manageable. It's a very nice piece. It comes with high PoE too, a few high PoE ports. So just wanted to let you know that we do have these units. They're available and in stock right now in case you want them. Okay. All right. So we're up to the last part of the presentation. Let's actually go over that. So coming soon. What's coming soon here? It's the new Deterrence with blue and red strobes. This particular camera itself, it's going to be doing pretty much the same thing as the Deterrence cameras that we currently have, but this particular one is going to have the red and blue strobes. You know, that guys, whenever they see these red and blue, they're like, no, I'm getting the hell out of here, right? So it's a pretty cool deterrence feature. Again, same features, built-in two-way audio, the speaker and the microphone, but that red and blue strobes are going to be the difference, right? So I am really excited to see that. That is going to be coming in the next month or so. So just be aware of that particular unit. Also, our long-awaited, 32-channel 4K Dvrs. They're finally making it in about a month or so. We're gonna have two different versions. Okay, we're gonna have a 2 hard drive unit and a 4 hard drive unit. Okay, so these 2 hard drive unit is gonna let you pack up to 20 terabytes. and the 4 you're gonna let pack up 40 terabytes, right? Now with the H.265, that is a lot of time, guys. Even though we're putting 4K cameras all across the board, H.265 is gonna allow you to do a lot of recording time on these units, right? And not only that, guys, but also AI. So you're going to be seeing AI in these units. So, you know, these are great, okay, 2 channels, AI, H.265, and then 2 and 4 hard drive bays. So look out for these units, guys. They're going to be coming in the next month or so. All right. And that basically is about it for today. But before we go, and you know, I'd like to ask you if you guys have any questions, but also let's talk about stakes. I hope that we have these going on right now. It's been going on since a couple of weeks, actually, no, more than that, maybe 2 to 3 weeks ago. And if you're purchasing product, you are entitled to get tickets. Every $500 that you buy per invoice will give you a ticket to participate in our raffles. So we're gonna have a raffle, a few raffles that are going to precisely have different prices, or well, actually same prices. When I say different raffles, is because we're gonna have a raffle for depending on the distributor that you're buying from, but you will definitely have more opportunity to buy because we're doing raffle per distributor, and also for the local guys that are buying in the southern Texas region. But we're gonna be raffling a big green egg, a few Yeti ice chests or end coolers, right? And a bunch of Yeti tumblers. So please, you know, be aware that we're going to be doing this. If you're buying product, if you've been buying product for the last couple of weeks, make sure that you ask for your tickets, right? The more you buy, the more chances you get to win these prizes. One of the things too is there is no limit for the tickets. It's not accumulative, so you know you cannot go and buy 300 net and then $20 in the next ticket. It's gotta be per ticket. But if you buy, let's say, $2,000 worth of merchandise, then you can get 4 tickets, okay, and participate in the raffle. And then again, you know, the more you get, the more chances you get to win this and bring home for Christmas nice, you know, ceramic big green egg grill. Or you know, to keep the refreshments for the guys, for the so on and so forth, or some Yeti tumblers. So keep it in mind. This, we're doing it as a token of appreciation for your loyalty. You know, you guys have been great, and we definitely would like to make sure that you guys get something from us too. Okay, so now this is officially over. I know that you know, we said a couple of hours, but we were taking into consideration you know, the fact that we're making but also some we want to give some time to Q's and A's. So now is the time. Questions, guys? Let me actually see if I could see the
I
chat.
have a couple of questions. I don't see anybody that has asked any questions on the chat. So, you know, while we wait and give them some time, I wanted to ask if that 32 channel NVR, it's going to be AI all across the board.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to have the SMD in all channels.
Okay. And I have 2 more questions. And the first 2 accessories that you talked about, you talked on the first one saying that you can add up and go up to 600 feet. So let's say the first original cable is about 300, so you can extend to 300 more?
300 more per hour. That is correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And this next question is for both this accessory and the second one that you talked about.
Mhm.
You're talking on the first one going about up to 600 feet, and then this one, I see that it goes up to like almost 1,000 feet. Does
Mhm.
cameras or NVR have to be XPOE, or is this just a regular camera?
No, just a regular NVR. And this regular NVR will be, this is actually the beauty of this, because before we needed to have XPOE for this to go 2,400 feet. That XPOE doesn't need any of these pieces. XPOE is still run from the NVR all the way to the camera, but you have to have XPOE, NVR and XPOE camera. With this could be for any PoE devices, okay? So any PoE devices can be connected to these units, okay?
Okay,
If you're gonna add more cameras to it, just make sure that then you do your wattage math and make sure that the PoE injector or switch is going to support multiple amount of wattage that you get from these multiple cameras.
All right.
Okay.
If anybody else wants to unmute and ask a question, or maybe write it down on the group chat. Well, I don't see any questions coming in through the chat.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, definitely would like to thank you all for being here. You know, it was a good meeting. I definitely know that are busy and it's hard to sometimes, you know, separate a little bit of time, but you guys are now ahead of everybody else. And one of the things is that, again, as we said, these meetings are, these presentations are being recorded, and we will share them today. Okay. With other partner or you know, employee of yours, you're free to. All right. Okay, well, thank you again. Thank you for coming in, and have a great rest of your day. And by the way, if you guys are interested, next Thursday, we have the phone presentation. So we're going to be going over all the details and features of it so that you can learn how to use it, right? So the meeting is going to be the exact same meeting with the exact same password. So keep that handy, and we'll see you next Thursday at 8 a.m. And we have a couple other meetings for the wireless, where we're going to be showing the wireless, but also the new cloud service for and the last presentation is going to be the solar presentation the following Thursday. I think it's 17, if I'm not mistaken. So you actually just pull up the 19. So the 19 is the solar, and on that solar we're going to be showing off also our new solar trailer. Okay, so that solar trailer is presented there too. All right, guys. Well, with that, again, I want to thank you, and great rest of your day, and we'll see you next in the next session. Have a great day, guys.